Welcome to the Vexxed Uncensored podcast hosted by me, Saint, and Mo Vader. You'll be listening to us dive into taboo topics, celebrity news, discussing what's got us so vexed this week. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you listen to your favourite podcast. Now let's get into the show.
Vexxed Uncensored presents Saint Remastered. The album features 11 Dolby restored tracks, written from 2011 to 2021 by Saint. It boasts an R&B pop sound with multi-octave vocals. Listen everywhere now. Wow. Welcome back to Vexxed Uncensored with me, Mo Vader.
And me, Saint.
And welcome to the show, any new listeners. At this point, frankly, I'm actually pissed off. How the hell is the last video, 4 days down the line, it's got 2 views on YouTube?
Yeah, I think we've been shadow banned by YouTube, guys, which is shocking.
You shouldn't have said that.
We usually get like
Kevin
up to 1,000 per video, like 500 to 1,000. Because we don't upload ourselves. It does, it's handled. We don't do that.
I'm a stickler for the details, man. I loop around and I'm crunching the numbers, thinking, hang on, something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
But see, last show we're having all shits and giggles, and now look, YouTubers giggled and shitted.
YouTube can go bun itself. How about that? That's alright. I'll just start posting them. Well, actually, my when they combine your when you're a music artist, your Vivo page, your YouTube channel, your topic channel.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing for me right now. So it takes a couple months, but once it does, I'll just post it on there. Whatever gets the views.
Fair enough.
You guys don't want a podcast YouTube channel? It will get taken. How about that?
Fair enough. Is how's the week been? It hasn't been a full week.
That's what I was thinking. Has it even been a week? I just feel like I was just recording. So
welcome to the Vexxed Uncensored sweatshop, where we get no days off.
Yeah, round the clock. How about you?
There's been some ups, there's been some downs, but I ain't complaining. I've got life, I've got health, and the rest is just another day in the life.
Another day in the struggle. The struggle of life.
It is. Well, I get the sensation that there's no point dragging today's intro out. So should we dive into subject matter?
Yeah, let's pick a topic.
Now for the hottest topics.
A hard one. Starting off with a hard one. So, JP Morgan Chase handled over $1 billion in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking.
I'm not surprised. Someone must have had to do it.
So, I thought he was just putting the money under his mattress or something. Allegedly not.
Mind you, though, I'm sure there comes a point in the economic slice of life where the paper money, tokens of representative cash, because they'd be dealing with such big numbers I should not be speaking about.
$1 billion. So they've estimated 20,000 sexual acts generated the 1 billion. And I guess this is the back end to the idea that he had this global network of pimping children, and young women. When I say young women, I hate when in news reports they're clearly talking about children who've been trafficked and they say young women. But I know he trafficked women sometimes between 18 and 21 as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that. But so the US Treasury was notified about this by the bank. They only told the US Treasury after he died, obviously. Trying to come we didn't know. Clearly they knew,
Could usually tell by the references.
Yeah, it's just mad how they just do what they want. We should look up who owns JP Morgan Chase, but I think it's the Rothschild family. But remember when I was telling the listeners Chase has come to the UK and to avoid it.
You did.
Well, this is why, guys. They're do you want your money kept by the same people who are selling children for sex?
And do you know the shocking thing is that the majority would either be ignorant to it or don't care. Because after all,
This is the same bank that kicked out Kanye, remember?
they kicked out Kanye because,
Because the anti-Semitism thing.
yeah.
But they won't kick out Jeffrey Epstein
Yeah.
for being a horrific sex trafficker.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's a Jew. Well, he is, isn't he?
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
You know? And another rule for
We
others.
can't put that in the shop. We can't
It's
put
going in.
It's got to come out. That's got to go
Guess
on
what?
Patreon.
Something I'm going to say later will stop this shadow banning shit, trust me.
Just have a look at this, yeah. Is that $1 billion?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the costs per sex transaction reflects the child trafficking because you're not paying no
It's an average.
£5,000
It's an average of
yeah,
$5,000.
for no like grown woman. No one's paying that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're paying that for some illicit shit that is illegal, completely just immoral. And
What can I say? There isn't anything I can say. I can't really add to it.
you can't cancel a bank.
There's ways.
They own people's homes.
If we look at the percentages of bank ownership
Yeah.
to population,
Mm.
if the masses stop using a banking system, the banking system
It will
goes
collapse.
bust.
Yeah, I mean it totally will, but that
Our
you're right.
governments-
People just don't care, I guess, because it never happens.
Yeah. No one realizes the power that the masses have in numbers. I realize it because I have it's alleged that historically I have a long career of getting jumped and not ever having enough numbers behind me.
Okay.
But when it comes to heart, when it comes to
I
heart,
know.
declared eternal war. But yes, I digress.
I would just say anyone, like, if you got a heart, drop them out. Take your money out. Move banks. There's so many incentives. Just move to another bank with an incentive. One that's not completely illicit. And I know it's hard because even like here, Barclays have done really shady shit. Halifax,
HSBC.
Lloyds, HSBC.
They've all dealt in blood diamonds. They've all dealt and benefited in all sorts of atrocities over
what's
history.
the common denominator of all the ownerships of
Don't
these
do it.
banks?
No.
Playing with
'Cause
fire.
I'm not going to go to Italy and walk around barefoot with my arse cheeks out getting a blowy on a boat.
Just to,
Just to give it to
be
them.
collapsed
Yeah. Because of political opinions.
by imposters. Allegedly.
Imposters and fabricators.
Yeah.
This is... I'm becoming increasingly uncomfortable because, I don't want them to use the AS word.
I can't wait to get into that later. I really can't wait. I really can't. I've got a good point to make, yeah.
Okay, cool. Should we skip past?
Yeah, let's
skip past. I'm going for a small little one here. Hopefully it's not too potent. Pinky doll skin, ? So...
Ooh.
Now with Pinky doll, before... Ice cream, very good, very nice. Yum, yum, yum.
That shit cracks me up, that NPC shit, like, bitch.
Before we... And the thing is that children actually conduct themselves as NPCs, as like
TikTok.
their
Mind
playing
control.
thing.
Yeah, this is a kink, guys. This is a sexual kink that she's using, or she used on TikTok. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a sexual thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she's done it on TikTok. Like, I think whatever emoji you put down, she pretends to be an NPC, which is a non-playable character for people who don't play games. And she said it started because someone said to her, "Oh, you remind me of an NPC." First of all, that's an insult.
For real.
Because NPC means you're playing. There's nothing about you.
Yeah.
You ain't even got a soul. You're just like part of the. You're just like not the main character. You're just.
You're not even AI.
Yeah, you're not even AI. You're just like a drone.
Yeah. If it was GTA, NPCs get run over. They get like
Battered.
dehumanized. And
For no reason.
That's the pedestrian types. Let's not talk about the ones that go down alleyways with your...
and get in the car, and the car's... Yeah.
And then you get
Did
a
they
refund.
cut that out of GTA 5?
No, they didn't.
Oh, I just didn't do it in GTA 5 then.
See, how mature.
I assume they cut it out.
How mature of you.
Because in San Andreas, they turn it into the girlfriend experience, innit? Where you get your girlfriends and they do it to you. But
did you ever get to use the hot coffin cheat?
no.
So there was a mini game written into it where
See what they're like.
you would see them in positions and you would press buttons to get things going.
Rockstar, you guys are.
And then because of the whole age rating things,
They could do it.
they cut it out of the game, but the code was still left in there, so people hacked it and
the
hot
geeks.
coffee and cheese.
The geeks
the
in
losers.
when they did a little analysis on the code, I guess, and found some things.
But in GTA 5, what happens is you'll see the NPC mount, or they will lean over to the, sit in the chair but lean over to.
Oh, for sucky.
To do ice cream very nice.
Oh, wow. But they've been making money. Like, I'm just really confused. They'll sit there for an hour just remarking on the emojis they sent.
Of course.
I mean, I really don't know how TikTok works. Like, it looks very chaotic and like bubbles and symbols and this and that and challenge. It's all like, how are you not even focusing on one thing?
Well, I think social media and TikTok particularly is engineering 88. I'm not going to say that. It's engineering low attention spans by providing
chaos,
short overloads of, sensory overloads.
Oh, my bit. What annoys me is when they have those like wired headphones and they're holding the little tiny mic to their mouths with like the back screen is like fucking article now. So, and it's like, no one gives a fuck. I could just read the article.
It's true.
Weirdo.
Do you know what? Oh shit. We've just broken the fourth wall. What if no one gives a fuck about our opinions or commentary?
Well, they don't. But this is the thing.
No, we're giving it to you anyway.
Well, yeah, we never assumed they would or not. But I guess because
I told you, I had a moment last
it's
show.
funny
We're part
how
of the
like
problem.
the industry will pigeonhole you because we become an entertainment podcast just because that's how they see us.
Right.
Because on Spotify we're a comedy podcast, I believe. Apple we're entertainment news. Both are correct, but we didn't pick those things. We didn't pick those. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we didn't do that. And this show started through WhatsApp voice notes. Of just this is how we talk. we used to catch up on like, oh, did you see this? Did you hear that? So that's basically what this show was.
The industry's making us wear one big shoe, one small shoe, and calling us Bigfoot, Littlefoot.
Yeah. So it's more about finding out what each other thought of the news, not what the listeners thought.
Nice.
We love you guys, but you weren't the thought process in the beginning of the show.
How many times have I openly said "fuck you"? Start and ending of the
Well, someone loves it because we're still on the charts.
Hey, we're up there. We're up
Still
there.
on the charts
Hopefully,
on Apple Podcasts.
Hopefully, the listeners, and I don't know. We should just. Can we not just buy listeners? Can you buy listeners? I'm sure you can buy listeners if you can buy followers. Yeah,
It won't be real.
What's real?
Well, someone listening. I don't know how it works when they buy listeners. It's a robot, innit? It's like a machine just going tick and making a view or a listen.
Yeah. But in a day and age where I could literally just go, my name is Felicity.
Well, here's the thing. We think that sometimes we're quite controversial, considering like what's actually out there. Like there's actual Spotify branded podcasts where they own the podcast, and there's people that's like hosted or whatever. Like what's that one? Horrible Decisions.
Yeah.
I've never heard it either, but I've seen clips and they be talking. They're greasy. Like some of these podcasts are greasy.
Are they?
Yeah, we're not even that bad.
Makes sense. Well, I personally won't go all the way that bad because
there's things I won't say on this podcast. Most likely, I don't know what, but my own business most likely.
A bitch gotta eat, man. I gotta pay the bills, and you know the reach and scope of thine chosen of thy chosen ones is broad, and you know, if you want to know who, what was the saying by Mark? I think it's Mark Twain. If you want to know who runs your society, criticize, and if you want to know who runs your society, it's find out who you can't criticize. That's
the one. And then didn't we just who can't be criticized?
Yeah, you can't criticize.
You know what I mean? So but Pinky Doll's skin color.
Oh yes, that's it.
So I'm just shocked that the app does that. that you can do that, because it doesn't look fake on the app. It looks like she was pale skinned, not even brown. She looked pale.
Filters.
Yeah,
I'm paying filters. It's been a problem for more than a decade.
And I know
now.
the Asians love to bleach, Chinese and
Of course,
so on.
as
They
they
love to
do.
bleach, and they love the white skin.
Mm-hmm.
The less pigment you can have, the better. That's their standard
course.
of beauty.
Of course. Pale.
But she ain't bleached her skin. She just lived behind the camera, I guess. But she went to an award show for streamies, the streamies.
Yeah, the streaming.
And she turned up, and she's a dark skinned woman. You know.
Well, I would say she's caramel. I wouldn't say she's.
I say she's
because she has
she's
reddish
the complexion
undertones.
of my auntie, like aunties. She's red brown,
Red skinned.
red skinned. That is what we call it in West Indies, but
That's not PC.
and that's not a light skin term. That's a dark skin term.
Me when I sit when it's bad.
It's
But
the
on
undertones. I think the correct thing is undertone. So she has a red undertone.
my spectrum
Mm-hmm.
is like Mali. Senegal is dark skin. Mali
Okay,
and Senegal.
yeah.
That's where it's. I don't know what the color coding is for it on the painter's scale, but it ain't as dark as that.
No,
But it's a bit like like what's that color? Obsidian.
obsidian.
It's not
onyx.
obsidian.
yeah.
But I'm sure someone's gonna get oath-handed and be like,
Don't trust.
can't sit up my ear.
But like, who's gonna see her now dark skin and then go to the app? They obviously love the light skin. So like, she's done. She could have done some white chicks type vibe. Turn up at least looking like her. She's basically outed herself.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was doing it for money. And yeah, no one cares because she ain't actually bleached herself. And
Well, she was
yeah,
doing.
she's fooling people who love off the light skin tone. So fair play to her. But at the same time, like, how low can you go?
But it's the filters.
You know.
Almost all of the filters, be it on Snapchat or TikTok or this or that, none of them just amplify your natural glow. They
But
all
most people like, she
lighten.
put on that filter, but she not go, what the fuck? This make me look like a ghost. Let me turn it off. But no,
it's-
she's like, no.
but it's
I'm gonna
what's-
use this.
It's what's been working.
It's been
She
working.
even on OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, you said she got. I didn't even know she had one.
Yeah, she started over there.
Oh.
She started over there, mate. And she was throwing a hissy fit, saying she's going to sue her viewers because, you know, with her accent, she was like, I Googled search Pinky Doll. Like, I searched Pinky Doll on Google.
Bring it
On
down.
Google. And, no, Pinky Doll News on Google. And somebody leaked my OnlyFans, yo.
What's she
That ain't
expect?
got nothing to do with over there.
It's not the Pentagon. It's OnlyFans.
Exactly. Do you
If music can get leaked, then so can your porn videos, honey.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I will not leak the methods, but there is methods of access to OnlyFans
Wouldn't they
and
just
everything
be on
on it for
Twitter?
free. Not the full clips, but if you want to see the pages, and obviously this is all alleged. I've been told by the research department.
Right.
The research department say that actually there is nothing that is absolutely secure on the internet.
No. It's
Nothing.
fair game. And I think you can get it down, but you need a lawyer. They'll do it because
Who's
it's
gonna take
under
it?
the ISRC, like protection of data protection and personal information. So that's what OnlyFans counts their property, the properties you upload to as.
Yeah.
Unlike Instagram or whatever, who own your content allegedly. Do you know what I mean? So they're saying you have ownership, but like again, it's a paywall.
Yeah.
Just screen record that shit.
Exactly. And guess what? Slap a server in Russia or somewhere in a country that does not comply with your yada yada yada.
Some of them be
It's the
selling
world.
their OnlyFans for like $5.99 a month. Like, what do you expect?
Chump change. It's chump change.
$5.99.
$5.99 for your integrity, your mental health.
And it's probably not all their videos. It's probably tier. I don't know how it works. I guess it's like Patreon, but X-rated.
Yeah.
So there's tiers, and then you could probably send them stuff if they pay aside.
See, I've never actually
Bought.
an OnlyFans. I made an account because I saw somewhere OnlyFans free now.
Yeah, some do free and then
And-
sell you the videos on there, I think. So they might post photos,
You can't
but the
even see
videos
it.
you got to buy because it's
Even
locked
to see
up.
the photos, you got to see it. Like, you've got to pay to see what they post. Otherwise, everything comes up as locked. So it's another one of those scam tactics. Oh, it's free. You sign up, you have your account, but then to see the things on that page, you've still got to pay. You've still got to subscribe. Okay. And then once you've paid the subscription fee, that they sort of kind of try to blag it as, oh, OnlyFans require us to have a subscription subscription fee, but it is still free for you or for this or for that. It's a scam. Just go onto the conventional porn sites. Most of these videos trickle down onto Pornhub. Oh no advertising.
Why wouldn't they?
They trickle down onto the sites anyway. Like, just stop selling pussy, please.
Just take, like, water's wet, didn't we say? So, like, if you're a sex worker or whatever, you're a sex worker. What are you shamed for? Are you shamed? Are you shamed because they've seen it? Or are you shamed that it's out there for free? Because either way, what? I'm so confused by the integrity that people seem to have about their shit leaking. But you're ready to bust it open backwards for all of the people in there.
On Twitter, and I refuse to call it its other name, it's Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter.
On Twitter, there is a clip, there's numerous clips of her, particularly a car scene that she was doing with a gentleman. It weren't great, nothing special.
Oh, wow. But, so she even got skills.
Nah, man. Average at best.
Now we know why she's doing NPCs on TikTok, because clearly she ain't got it. Making
more money on NPCs than on than on thingy. But all I can say to her is, good job on ya. Keep on keeping on. You cannot control the narrative because you cannot be a household name, NPC kind of wholesome image, but then you can have two clips matched side by side. One which is Pinky Doll on OnlyFans gargling back a pole, and the other Pinky Doll on TikTok, real wholesome. Copy me, kids. I'm innocent, and ice cream so good. No, you don't get.
She's
to
not
have your
Pamela
cake and eat it
Anderson.
Too. Even her, Pamela Anderson.
Well, I guess it got leaked on her. It wasn't amazing.
And that actually did have a bit of a knock.
Oh, big time, yeah, it did, yeah.
Even I don't know what name to go by, but Jordan/Katie Price. Her reputation took knocks because of the inconsistencies of, can you stick to your family-friendly home name and leave that stuff in the past or not?
Yeah, they want you to do that.
Yeah.
For sure. They don't want you to have both worlds and have your cake and eat it. Even though she started out as a topless model in the newspaper every morning.
Yeah. Page 3, Sunday.
You know?
The Sun, sorry. Page 3 on the Sun.
And then News of the World, I think, after that.
Yeah. Good times.
But yeah, do one Pinky Doll. So next topic is ghostwritten and manufactured news articles, namely the Daily Mail.
Could you elaborate? Because I'm not surprised.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
Really
didn't. It didn't even occur to me.
It's the same as ads, isn't it? Because you can commission a reporter to write an ad about your product, making your product seem like it's a news article when it's actually an advert. Right.
Well, this is a black girl called Dominique Samuels, and anyone who's not in the UK, we just had our carnival in London. So, So basically, after carnival, Dominique Samuels, I'm guessing she's a reporter, and she said the outrage fest about Notting Hill Carnival is tiresome and, to be honest, manufactured. So the white establishment hates carnival for some reason, because we get to celebrate as black people, whether you're African, West Indian, whether you're Chinese, whether you're white, whatever you are, you get to celebrate together, you get to have fun. It really reflects the West Indies, because we're a mixed boiling pot of it, all cultures. And she said she was asked to be the face of a ghostwritten negative virgin on racist piece by the Daily Mail because she's black. And it was last year. So she said this was last year's carnival.
Yeah.
And she said if she eventually turned it down, that gets me a little bit. I'm like, what do you mean eventually turn it down? So is this normal? Is what I want to know. But she said she eventually turned it down because it was a complete misrepresentation of what she had witnessed while being at carnival. And she said, obviously, yeah, violence happens at carnival. It's not acceptable, but 2 million people attend it every year.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I was not aware that some random white person in the Daily Mail will sit and write a whole article that is going for maybe a demographic. Like, if they posted their name under it as a white person, people are going to say, you're so racist. So what they did, or what they do allegedly from her, not even allegedly, she's out with them. She's saying they'll find a black reporter to give it to publish under their name.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see why she said eventually she turned it down. Because they're getting the articles and the money.
Yeah.
But the paper still gets to push their bullshit.
Absolutely.
So first of all, any of you, including Dominique, if you have taken, like, in the past, or you have not immediately turned down a ghostwritten article,
you're part of the problem.
you're part of the fucking problem. You're black for rent.
Well, Malcolm X did say, unfortunately, many of the brothers and sisters, there's many that have been too touched.
Trust
and
them.
would have to be left behind.
Shocking sometimes, but so you guys are part of the problem. But yeah, I never knew this was a thing, and it makes a lot of sense. Do you know what I mean? Took her a year to come tell out and say it even happened. Only because this year I did see loads and loads and loads of, like, for instance, I saw an article of Giggs' performance. I think he performed for Amazon.
Yeah.
And instead of just posting about his performance, I think it was Evening Standard or something. They've done an article which is like his picture, but then a picture of two guys fighting each other next to it. Two black boys fighting each other in the street. One does not have anything to do with the other. I saw Giggs' set. I was not there, but I saw it. And nothing but, like, good vibes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Doing all these classics. Everyone's like the whole street pack. Do you know what I mean? No violence, no problems, the whole set. You know what I mean? So that for me is disgusting. You wouldn't do that to a Sam Smith. Would they?
You wouldn't.
Would they? Yeah, and say, oh, like,
I'm sure there's punch ups and all sorts at Glastonbury where there's a mixture of artists and there isn't an association to one or the other.
So don't go to these festivals, because I'm sorry, guys, some of you don't know how to act. You know what I mean? You just don't, especially with, like, I'm sorry, the hygiene, like, all of it.
I'm sure it's not even I'm sure. I would like to see the numbers on reported, drunken disorderly arrests and compare them by demographic.
But now, here's the thing. Two white boys scrapping, come on, sort it out, separate, then go about your business.
Yeah.
Two black boys just arguing, right, handcuffs in the back of the bully van.
Yeah.
So for me, just from the beginning, the statistics will not reflect in reality. True. They're not going to anyway. They're doing this so they can cancel Carnival.
Yeah. The 2 years of peace that they got during that time period, we don't talk about anymore. And
everyone was itching, like, I want to go Carnival, and there's no Carnival. You should have done it anyway.
The residents should have. They wouldn't have been able to get
2 million people attend it every year. They're locking up 2 million people.
It's not happening.
And a lot of them people were in London, guys. Like, a lot of the people are white. Yeah. Chinese, Indian, Puerto Rican, all of it. Yeah, that's the point. There's no hate up in there. The people fighting them have problem because they didn't expect to see each other in the crowd.
Yeah. Because
one's from north, one's from south, blah, blah, blah. You don't see each other. Or two beefs or whatever. You got to do them in. I'm sorry, this isn't like advocatable. I'm not advocating violence. I'm talking about how it is. Yeah. When you see them, you have to do them something. Yeah. No? So that's just the way it fucking rocks. And you white people are the same.
I thought
their white gangs do the same.
Of course.
So, like, it's them that's making the difference between the black and the white. And it's not, the white gangs are sometimes worse. I have some good old Cockney old gangsters in my bloodline, and they do not fuck around. Some of the stories, violent, cruel, vicious type shit,
Gangs don't see colour. Gangs see postcodes and territories. They see markets. They see influence, power, customer base. So, and whether you're going to blame it and associate it to Carnival, it really is just ignoring the elephant in the room that there is a slice of life in almost all communities and societies around the world since the dawn of human societies and civilizations, there has been secret societies,
For sure.
gangs, fraternities, paternities, maternities,
Right.
whatever labels you want to throw onto it.
Yeah.
It's a part of human socialization and interaction. Cancelling carnival is not going to reduce
What's
or
that
stop
gonna
it
do?
in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just going to take you out from Notting Hill to the rest of London. What
Yeah.
do they want?
Do they cancel the local People's Day of any given borough because of
Yeah.
the amount of youths
They
that
tried to
may
do
show up?
Lewisham, cancel. Do you remember a couple of times Lewisham's People Day?
Yeah, but they won't do it. Why would they not
Yeah.
cancel People's Day? Because every borough, every little township has a People's Day.
Right.
And
I was in a stroller at Carnival.
exactly, there we go.
Do you know what I mean? All of our cousins and them, all of them, and probably all just again, it's such a like ordinary, good vibes type thing. You know, if there's trouble, people just move away and let them do what they're doing. Like, it's got nothing to do with you.
There you go.
And what if some Tamil, some Tamil tigers, or what if the Sri Lankans had done
What
seen each
about
other
that?
and had some trouble?
What about
Yeah,
that?
what about that?
Because you know what?
Because they're violent.
Do you know what? Out of respect for a particular individual, I can't describe the case, can I? But
someone died.
someone did die, but
Right.
it wasn't as much as they died. It was more so they were made to die.
They were made to have died.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
made to have died, and yeah, and that is based off of a political ethnic situation that is occurring
In a country, fuck knows where. In part of the country in Sri Lanka that we've never heard of.
precisely, and
What about
No,
let's
don't
get
say
into the triads. Grew up with a lot of you guys. Shout. My family well, but no, I'm not joking. But there's no crime in knowing someone.
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But like the shit, even their stories. Oh my days, like bad.
Horrific.
They do not
horrific.
fuck
Absolutely
around,
horrific.
and none of them are black. Okay, none of these people that we spoke about are black. So do not pin it on us or none of that shit, because it's really just not running no more. It's really exhausting. Like that girl said, it's tiresome and frustrating,
Yeah.
and it's not. Yeah, it's not on. How about that?
Nikki's hitting a home run. He's had his third sexual assault lawsuit filed.
I'm not laughing at the assault. I'm just laughing at his audacity.
The cheek, the absolute cheek. Do you know what? As
Get the details.
as part of common law,
Yeah.
I am starting to believe that in the current climate, there should be a practice or a procedure. There needs to be a open letter, a notice put out to the public, to the nation, to
Warning.
put out to say any individuals that have a claim or have a incident
Right.
to which they may claim from
Yeah.
should present themselves within a 3 to 6 month window so that this information can be circulated and everybody from the woodworks who has a claim to being sexually assaulted or this
Right.
or that, they can file
Right.
all together in one go.
Right.
And let's really bury the hatchet. Let's not allow a backlog and allow numerous
New revelations every 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Imagine just how long something could be dragged out. If they are a predator and it is known by their conduct, by the rumors, by allegations, and finally by all of those affected by a predator coming forward, that is more than going to be, you're more than going to be able to throw the book at predatory conduct, misconduct, and
Yeah.
so forth. But one judge, one jury, and all of the associated resources is going to be funneled into 3 separate claims of misconduct by an individual that, generally speaking,
Because aside from prosecution, you can do civil claims, which is the financial side,
yeah,
and go for them that way. Hurting someone's pocket sometimes hurts them more than putting them in jail
absolutely.
and tarnishing their incomes and ruining it. Just Because part of the praying thing, a lot of time is trusting them or looking up to them.
True.
If people all know, oh, Nick Carter is, a disgusting child predator, rapist.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into it. So, Nick Carter, best known as the legendary boy band Backstreet Boys. I didn't say that. That's what the article says.
Right.
Is facing his third sexual assault lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed in Las Vegas and alleges that Carter assaulted a then 15-year-old girl multiple times in 2003 when he was 22 and 23 years old. The victim, identified as AR, initials, claims in the suit that Carter demanded to keep his sexual abuse of her a secret. The alleged incidents took place in a bedroom on a yacht as well as a tour bus. So it alleges that Carter not only provided alcohol and drugs to a then minor AR on this occasion and caused her to become intoxicated on his yacht, then infected her with HPV. In the lawsuit, the victim claims that she reported the assaults to her mother, who then approached the police. Carter was never charged. According to 8 News Now, the new lawsuit lists sexual battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress and neglect. It was just last year that a 17-year-old by the name of Shannon Ruth also alleged he assaulted her when she was 17 and he was 21. So it's not even been a year. And I knew it was around that because we last talked about his last one. Yeah, like the fact that the mum reported it as well and he was never charged by the police officers. It was never dealt with. It says a lot. I want to know who's protecting him.
You know what? Devil's advocate here. And I'm simply being devil's advocate because the archaic mindset of police and the justice system as a whole, one of the first pings in their mind will be, in this and just this particular case,
right?
How does a 15-year-old end up on a yacht in a bedroom by herself?
That's trafficking. Don't know why that's not in the charge. Because again, how?
How? Exactly. It's like,
well, Mum, I'm going out to see my friends. Simple as that.
Fair enough.
How did Jeffrey Epstein, he in Palm Beach, which is where he lived primarily, despite having many accommodations, worldwide. Yeah. So he would send good old Jizzy and, older, groomers, women to, get girls walking home from school. Do you want to make some money? That's what they say to them. Come to this address and they go to it. It's simple as that. So on a Friday, Saturday, some when your kids are out at that 11, 12, 13, when you're in secondary school or they're middle school, you're doing your thing. Like, you lie to your parents. It's common. So they're going down to good old Epi's house and getting brutalized. You know what I mean? And then they're poor, usually. You go for the poor ones because the money is the incentive to return, regardless of the experience. If your mum and dad ain't giving you that, your kids are immature, the kids, so they're like, Mum didn't give me my $20 this weekend. You know what I mean? Oh, well, I'm going to go massage this. You know what I mean? They're children, so they make foolish decisions when left alone or they're easily influenced. So yeah, probably wasn't hard to get her on the boat or the tour bus. Obviously the mum cared, she reported it, so she's not one of them that goes, go on the tour bus. Because there's them as well.
Yeah, there is. So
bad. Not just in the poor countries, in the good old West. Because the mum had a crush on Nick Carter. You know what I mean? One of them ones. Terrible.
Of course.
Terrible. But yeah, it just aggravates me that people like Michael Jackson, who was proven countless times innocent, right? To the point where them motherfuckers who was suing him a couple of years ago are suing him again. And all these media outlets are plastering it all over once again. And what you find is the children growing up are now associate Michael Jackson with paedophilia and sex assault when he's never done that.
Yeah.
Yet this white man gets reported on, has countless out in the open, I don't give a fuck type assault charges, and it doesn't even go past the local police department. Where is the media? When I saw this originally, it wasn't everywhere. That's why I made sure, it was in today's show. But yeah, it just aggravates me. The blatant.
I'm guessing Epstein must have started blackmailing people, because the only differentiation is that the duration of time that the individuals have been active in that scene, and the fact that Epstein was said to be more of a fixer and arranger, whereas Nick Carter's just
a purveyor.
He's just out there in the Wild West.
Yeah. And these are just the girls who've come forward. Where there's one, there's many. They're on tour.
And that's why.
Backstreet Boys, I think they're putting out new music. Like, they've been on tour for, I think, a couple of years.
Yeah.
Getting treated like royalty all around the world. You know what I mean? So, like, again, who's protecting them? Is it Live Nation? Is it the managers? Is it the label? Is it, who is it that's paying these people off? Who has got the police, like, who's locking the police? Like, that's not easy to do.
It can only be interests. The interests taking care of Nick Carter.
And the thing is, it would just be as simple sometimes as Nick being a dirty paedophile pervert and someone more powerful than him also being a sick paedophile pervert, and therefore the one will look after the other. You know? Ooh, Erica Mena versus the queen of the dance hall.
Spice. Everything nice, body round.
So, Spice and Erica are going at it. Spice tells Erica about her child, her oldest child, how she don't care. She's a wockless mother.
Yeah.
How she left him at the grandma's house at 5 and never returned. Like, just going at her about her child. And now we don't know if none of that's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think she does have issues with her oldest son. Okay. But like, okay,
Is that Safari's child also, or is this?
That's like that's when she was younger, she had him type thing.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like 16, 17.
You wouldn't have known. Wow.
I know, but this one, K. Michelle as a son. Right, they'd be hiding the children.
Oh wow.
Right, it's interesting, right? I don't know if like that's influenced for them to do that, or whether they just it's a protection thing. I don't know.
I have to say, in my opinion, or from my perspective, in regards to K. Michelle,
she has K. Michelle got like a 15-year-old.
Then that is more likely to be shielding and protection from the world, because let's face it, K. Michelle's reputation, conduct and such, it's not exemplary. And in fact,
I do like her music.
Most celebrities, A-listers, the only one that I liked was Can't Raise a Man.
Can't Raise a Man.
Everyone. And it's like, okay, girl.
What about VSOP?
Oh yeah.
VSOP?
Yeah.
That's the tune.
Yeah, but those are old school.
Yeah,
now.
I've heard some over the last few years that I'm like, yeah, she can still write that R&B. Got to remember, who trained her? R. Kelly. He's the one that said to her, don't write songs, write about life.
Okay.
Talent is talent, unfortunately.
Yeah.
She got the talent, She staged them on anyway, let's not do that.
God damn it.
It's not about K. Michelle today.
God damn it, Robert.
Her today. But so what happened is Erica said to Spice, she called her a blue monkey.
Wow.
Because Spice loves her blue wigs.
Okay.
So that's when Spice is obviously anyone who is not black, right, says that to you. How do you feel?
It's showtime.
Right.
I'm about to show my ass.
Erica is Latino. She's Hispanic. She's Dominican and Puerto Rican. Yes, I do acknowledge Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are mixed with black. Yes, I do understand. But they are not that's generational mix.
Yeah.
So they see themselves as Latino. They don't see themselves as mixed with if you had one black parent, one white parent or whatever, because all their relatives are mixed. All their ancestors are mixed back to whenever the black and the whatever, slavery. Yeah. So they don't identify a lot of the time as black. That's the problem in South America and ethnic cleansing in places like Argentina, a lot of them countries, Brazil.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't want to be seen as black.
Black.
Negro,
black.
As they call it.
Black. Negro.
But here's the thing. People are saying, listen, when low blows are issued, are there rules? The battle. Is there rules now?
The only rule that I would like to propose is, in the moment, you must choose. Option 1, stand tall, go the long way round, and absolutely
give it your best.
Absolutely destroy their reputation, their income, livelihood, everything. When I say destroy your enemy completely.
Completely. Scientology style.
Exactamundo. Or option 2.
Yeah.
Let the repressed emotional turmoil bubble over.
Oh, that will give you the fire to do what you got to do.
And it's showtime.
Yeah.
Whether it's street fighting, Muay Thai, boxing, Kung Pao, Kung Fu, Karate, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever it is, you dig deep, you say, that's my Kung Pao, and you give him the best you've got.
Right. You pestle and mortar him.
That's it.
Know? But are we shocked that there's black people not speaking up for Erica, but in the sense of saying like,
oh, come on, it's not.
Well, you know, it's Spice cussed their child, so you know she cussed their skin. Now, for me, I do think it's unfair because what can we say to Erica Mena that's gonna really give her that pain that comes with that?
Wait.
Do you know what I mean?
How did Spice cuss her child?
Because she was going at her child. So Erica Mena and her were just cussing each other, and Spice started talking about her son.
But what did she say? Because if
stuff that I said before, plus more. And her mother and her children, whether she's a mad mother or not, try to tell her about her children and how she's not a good mother. I guess that is a deep pain, especially if she is not talking to her son or whatever, like on TV as well.
Yeah.
No, I don't like Spice for that. I would have definitely punched her in the mouth if I was Erica. But like, where does the monkey thing come into it? You have to be thinking like that. You must think of people like that. And Erica Mena was as babies with Safari, so her children are black.
I'm sorry.
And she's got the word monkey in her mouth.
I'm sorry. I have to take it back a little bit more in this. Because causation on a TV show, for any given reason, and you choose to cast the first stone by perhaps dishing things that may have been better said in a compassionate way off the screen as advice from a more mature woman to a younger woman,
right?
Then
it was used as a weapon for sure.
Yeah, you have weaponized the Achilles heel of this woman that you're arguing with.
Right.
She has weaponized the visible Achilles heel that you have shown her too, because let's not forget, if we rewind a couple of moons ago,
when Spice did that thing, what was it?
What is it? Whiteface? Is it called Whiteface?
Chick, the white chick. She painted herself up and played like she bleached when she didn't. Yeah,
and now that narrative, what you brought up to say, you know, highlight colorism or disadvantages, advantages, whatever. The point and the narrative is that in this moment, that stupid, hateful little so and so from New York, the only Achilles heel that she saw in that moment is, fuck you, you look like it to me right now, so I'm calling you that. Possibly having a predictable emotional reaction to a situation that her words would easily be taken out of context in that immediate moment. Because I mean, I've never come across her saying nigger this, nigger that, or
I've never heard Erica say nothing like this before, and that's why it shocked me. I still ain't seen the footage for myself. I don't know why. I did search for it, I think, but I don't think I could find it.
It's probably not going to leak. I mean,
it was
if
on
it
the
does,
show.
Oh, it was. There we go. You know, that was completely avoidable. In terms of PR and in terms of advertisement and attention and this and that, they have both taken the bait beautifully.
I mean, Love and Hip Hop is just chaos and trash. We all know this. It's why we watch.
Yeah,
I don't watch no more. It's been many years, but like Erica's been fired. She's fired from the show. They're Love and Hip Hop is like teasing, oh, you're going to see the repercussions of the backlash. Most likely loads of scenes of Spice talking about how she feels and colorism and so on. Yeah. But they're teasing that while also saying that Erica will not be invited back to the next season, as she's effective immediately, you know. Done. Now, we've got to remember who owns Love and Hip Hop. Mona Scott Young.
Yeah.
You know, who's a black woman. She's not going to have that. She's not going to hear that. Do you know what I mean? She posted her Instagram, just one black thing with handled written across it. With the comments turned off, like, yeah, she's fired type thing. You know? People are saying,
That's not fair.
but like, how are you gonna air that as well? Someone calls someone a monkey, you're gonna air it as well.
Yeah, that's not fair. This is literally strings being pulled to control a narrative and
puppets.
spin.
I hope the money's worth it.
I'm sure it will be.
Are they getting paid that much? They're no Housewives of Atlanta or whatever, where they're getting $1 million per episode. It's gonna be like chump change, I'm sure.
What if this is stage 2?
Nah,
Could this be
this
staged?
definitely is not staged. I saw Spice live going at her.
Okay.
And you know when Spice isn't trying to clean up her language or the way the smooth spoken English pronunciations where there's 110% patois.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And she's going at her talking about you need canister and you need this, you need that. So yeah. Going at her son again. Talking about the son again.
See,
on the live.
What's wrong with her? That's fucked up. In a world of equal lefts and equal rights,
Yeah.
for Spice's obsession with criticizing this Erica's son, she earned it.
You couldn't talk to me because me ask you, where's your son? You scream down the place for 2 children. You need to have the energy for this a tree you have. So, you're vexed because me say your oldest son not like you? Because you dropped him off and him at 5? And now you not go back and pick him up? Bitch, let me tell you something. Don't play with me. I'm not the 1, 2, nor the 3. Erica, you started something with the wrong person.
And that's just a part of it. I saw the whole thing. And this is after the altercation.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take every single last thing that I said over this topic. I'm going to take it back. I retract my opinion, my statements. I retract everything that I explained and all of this and that.
Yeah.
I'm taking my mouth out of these human beings.
She said you need the energy for the 3rd child. She said them 2 new ones. Well, listen, that is so rude, but at the same time, I don't know how to feel.
You know how damaging, how, I don't want to use the T word, but how that can contribute to someone's being, especially being said like that. Like, you have a personal opinion because this woman at some point in her life chose to abandon her child with her mother. Allegedly abandon their child, right?
Yeah.
And you're openly taking that out there on public platforms.
When she's purposely hid the child. Like, we never even knew she had a child.
Yeah, we did not.
You know, like an older one.
And how old would she have had to been? Because when she was sniffing around rich dollars...
She's got to be our age, a little bit younger, I'd say 1 or 2 years younger. I always felt she was maybe.
So if she was 1 or 2 years younger, do the math. If the son's 15, if we're 30...
Right. And sometimes sometimes they do drop their kids to the mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And
it happens. Oh, come on.
All the time.
Come on. Let's not act. Let's not fake.
How many of Spice cousins was dropped off at the nan or whatever?
Didn't Spice have to kind of sort of focus on her career, get some help?
I'm sure, Spice has help.
Children.
Spice is always working.
There you go.
I'm sure she's got a residence in Jamaica and in America. I'm sure she does at this point. You know, best-selling female dancehall artist of the time.
Just because the goalposts are slightly different in conditioning doesn't mean that the goalposts aren't there.
But it's always because she's Jamaican, and you know, the arguments say between 2 Americans versus 2 West Indians is going to be much different.
Well, that's all fair and good
because we don't hold back. It's a cultural thing.
That is all fair and good.
We will drag you through the fucking mud.
That comes with the natural response that you will get the same back. So you can't actually even be that upset or triggered.
Fire for fire.
Yeah. Someone thought you thought what, you know.
If there's nothing but ashes.
If one person thinks, I want to hurt you the most,
what can I say?
What can I say?
You're dark skinned. Let me tell you that.
There we go.
And you got a blue wig on.
So let's address the elephant in the room here. That in this,
she could have called her a Smurf or something. She could have picked something different.
Yeah.
She could have called her Big Blue and I don't know.
But would you Big Blue?
Blue's Clues or some shit.
Would you put Erica Mena's IQ up there to not like to be able to think of insults as opposed to look at someone, insult them?
I don't even know if Erica's that quick-witted. I honestly don't know her like that to know if she's that quick with it.
Yeah.
You know?
I get you. I personally, again, I'm just gonna wind it right back.
I feel like Spice weren't ready for Erica to go that low. I really do, because she if you're going for the kid thing, you're thinking that this is gonna destroy her.
Do you know?
She ain't gonna come back with nothing. She never expected the colorism thing.
If Erica Mena had all right, if in that moment she thought of a PR spin, she should have broken down in tears, ran out of that room, stormed out, and she would have a field day in the diary rooms and being able to get some attention for herself while she's in a bit of a pickle. Because didn't she lose? She didn't get the child support she was expecting.
I think she got $4,000 a month.
Yeah, and she was crying, innit? She was like,
"This ain't gonna do it."
Yeah. So
she knew how to play it then.
Yeah.
You know, but that's how you know it really hurt then, because she flipped the table on her, like, you know.
Said, "Bitch, you thought." I've got no opinion of this, you know. This one I am beaten and defeated by, because it's like, if that never happened on camera, Erica Mena probably wouldn't have been fired. It would have been rumours and hearsay. Yeah,
rumours and hearsay, producers talking and stuff. I just don't like the monkey. I doubt it just bothers me. That's all I'll say. She could have said anything else. Giraffe.
Yeah.
Cow. Any other animal, please.
Would hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. None of it's going to come under, this is what white people called black people for, like, forever. And now every other race still to this day thinks they can call black and mixed black people monkeys. You can't do that.
It's true.
Not around me anyway.
Taking a bit of a turn. Still on the topic of mothers, but...
Okay.
Not mothers. Apologies. A Texas man detained... those fucking producers.
The fucking producers.
They've got us in the ghetto recording. The ghetto. Yes, sorry. So, Texas man defended home with firearm against unknown Latinos.
Unknown Latinos.
Someone needs to get fired.
Someone needs to get fired.
The order of the topics are always randomized.
Yes.
And
terrible.
Absolutely terrible timing.
Terribly,
On one hand, we've got Blue Monkey. On the other, Latinos are home invading.
Well, they were invading the home of a Latino, so I guess it makes it slightly better.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that should have been
in the topic.
You see the media?
Yeah,
because it's not being spun as Latino on Latino crime.
Yeah.
Cancel. Cinco de Mayo, Latino on Latino crime is happening. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the rundown is.
Yeah.
Should we say it's
two enforcers, two gang enforcers? I'd say that's what it looked like anyway in the footage.
Yeah.
It looks like two gang enforcers one pretending to be maintenance man for the building to clean air filters, and then on the ring camera you've got the guy who lives with his younger brother.
Yeah.
And luckily he's strapped up.
Okay.
Legally.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's like talking, and clearly he's not having it. So on the camera, the skinny Latino guy steps to the side, and this big monster of a man comes up, the stairs with a mask on, and is giving it everything to the door. And then, he steps aside, because this is funny. The way he steps aside, no talking between them. He steps aside, the other one then turns with his back to the door and back kicks. That's how you do it, funnily enough. You take turns, because he's going to get tired. You need him to...
Yeah.
And while he's doing that, rest and repeat type thing. Right. So as the skinny guy's boom, boom, boom. So basically, the guy on the inside has pulled out his gun, and he's first gone through the wall.
Yeah.
Now, if he would have gone straight through the door, he would have killed the man.
Yeah.
So he's gone from like right to left. So what you see in the hallway is bullets. Or clack, 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 because it weren't no automatic. You know what I mean? And then they're like, that's straight down the stairs. Now the skinny guy's been arrested. The skinny guy's been arrested, and then the guy who's shot up, he had to shoot through his wall. He's like, bitch, I just paid for this shit. I just paid for this door.
Yeah.
I gotta get this door redone. You know what I mean? Work is hard. Got my younger brother here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But apparently in LA is bad right now for the crime. Really bad. Like, the shit like this happening all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, listen, Americans, like, you guys, your country was founded on being armed, on your citizens having the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
Now we see why it's important. I believe in control.
Yeah.
Do I believe in Americans being unarmed? No. No. Way too dangerous of a people.
It's true.
They are.
That is true.
They're way too dangerous. It's way too big. There's way too many cultures. There's way too much.
Yeah.
There's too many. The blacks could be fighting the Latinos. The whites are after the blacks. Then you've got the Chinese are after the Japanese. You know what I mean? Like, you've got too many opposing forces in one place. Then you've got the hillbilly side of America. Then you've got the city side of America. Then you've got the north, and then you've got the south, and then you've got, like, what, you know, they need to be able to protect their homes, protect themselves, because who knows, they're cruel. Gangs are cruel. If they were MS-13 or anything, they're not just breaking in and stealing.
They're not.
Do you know what I mean?
They're
going to torture you. They think you're of any good. They'll probably kidnap the young kid, train him up to be, you'll never see him again. Yeah. They're twisted. You know?
Yeah.
So in that moment, this 5-year-old man had the right, you know. Yeah. And in America, you have the right to defend your home with a firearm if you have that legally or whatever. If they would have died, oh well.
It's true. It's true, but if they would have died, it would have been just further repercussions for... No,
that's why the news...
amongst the, you know...
Yeah, they would have come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to take off. I had to take off, mate. Abscond.
Yeah, bad. I just couldn't, yeah. And obviously the government are doing... There's a lot of things going on that I really don't think is all the way above board to make Americans feel like they need to, you know, basically... they're always trying to take the Americans' guns.
Yeah.
Because if you take the Americans' guns away, Americans are wild. The American government is wild.
Absolutely.
How the fuck? Like, they've got no opposition. The American government then have zero opposition. They can just do what they want, how they want, lock you down. Like, can you imagine what an American government would do if they knew their citizens weren't armed? Are you fucking kidding me?
Absolutely.
You know?
Listen, they had a march on that Capitol and were gently reminded. We're quietly here existing, but we're ready. Just whispering it softly.
You know what I mean? Like, if I lived here, I would totally be strapped up.
Do you know what?
Or not. It would be in the house, put it that way.
I've still got it. I went clay pigeon shooting a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I have still... Well, allegedly, I still have it.
Yeah, they said there's a problem with the enjoyment of shooting. But it's a pastime. Hello, we're in England. Like, they love it more than anything. You know what I mean? To just kill off all the animals in their reserves. They call them reserves, yet they go hunting in them every fucking 2 days, fuckers.
Oh, it's not good stuff. It's horrible stuff.
Yeah. Keep the guns.
Keep the guns, yes.
Just don't be doing crimes with them.
And the legal market of guns would skyrocket over there anyway because...
exactly. So you just get worse, actually. Okay, so next topic is Burger King is facing false advertisement lawsuits in America.
McDonald's has staged this. They're taking down... they're going for the jugular. Right. We're going to behead the king.
Behead the king.
Yeah. I mean, it's one way of hurting their pockets. Right now, I couldn't say anything about profits and takings and this and that, but let's
McDonald's
just say...
are definitely more successful.
100%.
Yeah.
But you know that slice that Burger King's just desperately holding on to?
Yeah, well, there needs to be... Because McDonald's and KFC, I guess...
They're not...
But you need a third. You need a third.
After all, KFC sells chicken.
Right.
They've got very little...
So do McDonald's now, I guess, with their strips and their nuggets and...
Yeah, but if you like KFC strips, you're not going to order strips from McDonald's. No. If you like McDonald's strips, you're not likely to order from... They've improved
the McDonald's strips, actually, because they were really nice. They were bad in the beginning.
Yeah.
But now, last time I had them, they were actually not bad. Before, they were hard.
Yeah.
Thinking, what kind of chicken is this? It's hard. Like,
They really tried to go for the whole fried chicken strip feel, and the batter was just too thick.
Yeah, it's just But so this is based on the fact that they advertise their burgers as allegedly 35% larger than they sell them. And also the fact that in the advertisements, obviously in these ads, they get a food stylist. They're called food artists.
Yeah.
So that is literally the burger you're seeing on the commercial. Someone sat for 2 hours to construct that. They've painted on the sauce. They're painted like the lettuce is. Yeah, it's completely. They do it for every new burger they bring out. They all do it. McDonald's, everyone does it.
Yeah. So why is Burger King getting sued when
the point is they've
industry?
been allowed to do that for so long?
Yeah,
that's not technically even here. Like false advertisement is a real big deal here anyway, and they've been allowed to do this for a long time. You shouldn't be able to advertise something you're not selling at that quality. And I mean, you're seeing this beautiful burger that makes you hungry. Then when you get in the store, you're getting a grey piece of meat between two flat, dirty old like looking buns. The lettuce is half brown half the time. Do you know what I mean? The tomatoes are sad. It's like down here is flat. Yeah. But on the advert, it's got like 5 layers and stuff because it's bullshit. You're being lied to. And they're fattening everyone up because they're looking at the market and going, oh. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Getting addicted to it once they eat it. But once they get there, I've never had a burger other than the only thing that looks like it's advertised is the fillet of fish because it's literally two dry buns with a bit of fish, a fish square, a bit of cheese and some tartar.
Yeah, it's true.
Nothing else has ever looked the way it's been advertised in my life. I've never had a nice big old, like cool. Yeah, this looks good. Like, never.
That's why I'm confused. That
someone's finally had enough. Someone's finally, and I hope they win because this is not right. Make your burgers better. Make it look like the ads because you can. If we go down to fucking the pub down the road, they will give you a nice stacked up burger with a brioche bun. Yeah. You know what I mean? They will give you that. It will look like that. You have to mush it down to get it down here.
But that takes what, 20 minutes to make?
I don't know. Not a chef, but I'm sure.
Bear in mind,
a lot of it's pre-prepared.
In Burger King, it will be
constructed, microwaved and put together slightly. It still looks like it's advertised. That's all that matters. Is it the same size? And does it look like, we can't talk about taste because you can't taste an advert. Yet.
Ooh.
Unless you're in the sphere, in the O2 sphere, I'm sure they'll do something. Oh, no, it's not O2, is it? It's MSG. Madison Square Garden. But yeah, I hope they win.
Paris Jackson gets backlash for not posting on her dad's birthday.
Yeah, big backlash as well.
Yeah. Is it from the monkey community?
I think it was everyone. I was really shocked that she got like so much abuse for not posting on Michael's birthday.
But are people running around saying that's not his daughter?
They've been said that. I think now people more know what mixed race genes, how they work. If you put side by pictures of him quite a lot of time, like for him growing up and her, they look exactly the fucking same. Exactly the fucking same. So the white features people say he attained, well, she's got that from her mother. So it's evened out, and that's why she looks so much like him now, because she's got the nose, she's got the, but the teeth, everything. But they were IVF children. Still his DNA. Yeah. I don't know if, because he had the money, I don't know if he said, blue eyes for Paris. Yeah. Or, straight hair for Blanket. I don't know what he did, but he had the money to do it either way. People do it today. They're not judging them people.
Michael said, I'm going to give you the best gift I can give you in this society, my child. Blue eyes.
yeah. Some blue eyes and some light skin. But no, like, there's plenty of mixed race girls who look like Paris. They're everywhere. But yeah, I was shocked. But she come online and she was like, you can tell she's nervous when she's talking, because she knows she's talking to millions of people. Potentially at least 1 billion who give a fuck. Yeah. And she's like, well, my dad, you gotta remember, he was raised Jehovah's Witness. They don't celebrate birthdays. Yeah. And she said he wouldn't tell his kids his birthday. I can't remember the reason. It wasn't to do with Jehovah's Witnesses. I think it was something like, I don't know, maybe he didn't want the attention. I don't know what, I couldn't remember. Yeah. But yeah, like, leave this fucking girl alone. Leave her alone.
Yeah, for real.
You know, she's doing music now herself. She's like a rock alternative artist. She's got a good voice.
Okay.
She writes all her stuff herself, so she's modelling. Leave her alone, like. Their dad's dead.
It's true. That's not easy.
And he was a good dad. He was. Yeah, rest in peace, Michael. Still miss you. Good old MJ. Oh, the passing of Muhammad al-Fayed. The Egyptian, the Egyptian legend.
And he never did get that British passport. He had really put in work to get that citizenship, you know.
I mean, he owned a football club. He owned Harrods.
Yeah.
You know, what more?
What more? They took his son.
Yeah.
They took his son from him and still, nope.
He's always said, my daughter and my son were murdered.
Yeah.
Murdered in cold blood by the British monarchy. That's what he says. He's always said that. I've always had big props for him saying that. Because he had the money to say it. How about that?
Yeah.
He's like, I own Harrods, bitch. You know?
Where will you go and watch your movies?
Where will you get your $120 bread? Not in my delicatessen. You know?
Oh.
Imagine him just locking up the doors to all the rich white people that day. Just locking that door up and saying, no, I want justice. But no, he kept his doors open for you bitches, didn't he? So
He did. Did he sell? Or did
he sold, I think. You see how Siri, Apple? You listening? Siri is so outdated. I don't even know how you can call this AI. She don't even talk to me.
Oh my sweet Jesus.
Hmm.
Just from that last thing, I typed in this and
It's listening.
yeah.
Google's listening. It just predicted on Mo's phone. I just searched on mine. But on Mo's phone, it predicted all he wrote in was who owns, and it brought up Harrods. If that is not proof right now that Google is eavesdropping on us, then I don't know what is.
Wow. Mohammed Al-Fayed, props to you.
He also owned the Ritz in Paris.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. I knew he owned Fulham Football Club.
I knew that.
Oh, he
But-
owned the House of Fraser Group, which obviously has
Oh,
Harrods.
my, yeah. But
Bitch, he owned 75 Rockefeller Plaza. Listen. Do you know what about Mohammed Al-Fayed? He was always quite a humble man.
yeah,
So I would never have guessed he was this powerful.
that's true. But he made a power move when he sold Harrods. Harrods is now
Yeah.
owned by Qatar via its Sovereign Wealth Fund
Shut up. I never knew that.
and Qatar Investment Authority. So basically, I've heard of these two funds before.
Yeah.
And I think the investment authority is literally handpicked investments and purchases made by one of the princes of Qatar.
Well, they would have been the only ones with the money to buy it, I guess.
Yeah, and it's owned by Qatar, the royal family and its people, because in Qatar the people have what is owned by the royalty is owned by the people too.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, I believe. Paraphrase. No, don't quote.
No,
me.
it's not.
It's paraphrased.
It's not.
It's like, you know.
Yeah, I guess in a sense, technically, you would hope.
It's not. But yeah.
But he said obviously the crash was orchestrated by MI6 on the instruction of Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. And when they denied it, he appealed it. You know what I mean? So he was fighting. He was the only one, really, I guess. I believed him, always did. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
A lot of information's come out since that. It's almost like, come on.
Yeah.
It's a, open and shut case, regardless of what the French judicial, inquiries thought.
Let's not talk about that, Republic.
And the fact he openly took in a white woman, do you know what I mean, to his family, and yet clearly our head of states didn't like the fact that she was pregnant by a Muslim, Arab. It shows the dichotomy of, whose heart's bigger. Let's put it that way. But I think that wraps our toxic comments. Toxic topics. That might have to be the new name. Toxic topics. Because we need a new name for the Vexxed topics, guys. But yeah, we're going to go to an ad break and we'll be right back.
Streaming now, the new audio drama and upcoming book series, Starlight. Join Fox and the crew navigate new challenges among the stars, traveling to new worlds and facing the deadly Rephaim. Warping to you twice a month, featuring a range of talented voices and narrated by musician and author of the series, Saint. Listen now on Samsung, Audible, Spotify, and more. See you on board, Starlighters.
Vexxed Uncensored presents Saint Remastered Gold Vinyl, including 12-inch record and 12 tracks mastered for vinyl, with an exclusive cover and track list. Order yours today at Saint's official Spotify store.
Welcome back to Vexxed Uncensored with me, Saint.
And me, Mo Vader.
And we are in the part of the show where we share what's vexed us this week, in other words, what's pissed us off, and what's bothered us, what's got stuck in our craw.
It's the slanderous, the insatiable, the problematic, the honest, and downright uncensored Vexxed moments.
For me this week...
Forgive the airplane, guys.
Yeah, told you, the producers have got us recording in the ghetto.
Yeah, in a shack outside of Gatwick Airport.
Yeah, for me, this week is short and snappy, you know. It is in two parts. Driving in central London and East London, and the traffic in those areas of London. It is insane.
Okay.
Insane. People were...
What time of day, like all time?
Was a Sunday, 3:30 until 4:30.
Yeah.
And people are honking away like it's New York City. There's people flipping each other off.
Right.
And
it's that bad.
Yeah. I was so close. I was getting hot. Is it getting hot? I'm thinking, yeah, this close to jumping out. Jumping out and...
bashing some faces.
Yeah. That adrenaline pump, that, they're going to fight.
And you know, when one gets out of the car, the other one don't get out of the car. It's like, yeah, bitch, you stay in your motherfucking car, bitch, when you safe, where the doors are locked.
Yeah, seriously, man.
East London, when's the last time I was up there? A few months ago. Do you know what I was shocked by East London? How rough it is.
Yeah.
Rough.
Yeah.
Looks like Afghanistan neighborhood of some of them. And I don't mean by the population, just by the disrepair of the houses, the streets,
the abandoned buildings.
Yeah,
there's empty.
Some look abandoned. They're not.
Are they?
I went to an Airbnb, I think in July, and when I pulled up, I was like,
yeah,
what have I booked? Because what I booked was nice, but when I went in the yard, the house was beautiful. It was lovely on the inside. On the outside, I was ready to turn around. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's trying to spend hundreds of hours to stay in some shithole. But no, I was shocked by that. But is it because the population's gone up? What do you think's the contributing factor?
The population's gone up. The employment rate has probably stayed the same. The distribution of wealth or access to wealth and life's luxuries or necessities has steadily declined. And
the patience of drivers has gotten worse.
Yeah, people are literally just trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
And then I ended up taking a route that would take me onto Tower Bridge to come back into these sides of the waters. And right up there, it was like, you could visibly tell that the road has been thinned to allow for a massive pavement and bike lane. They've bottlenecked a good 4 big roads into 2 lanes.
Oh, Americanized.
Yeah, 2 lanes.
I did notice that in West London.
Yeah. So they're literally engineering the so-called traffic problem on London's roads to accommodate.
And charging you to even step, you will put one wheel into that low emission zone.
Oh, yeah. I had to pay £15 just to go through because I would have otherwise had to go and pay, I think, £10 by going over Queen Elizabeth Bridge, the Dartford Bridge. So I would have had to go round that way and come into Hackney from northeast.
It's worth paying the extra £5 just to go through. Man, does that mean...
But there's only a 10 or 15 minute difference. The 2 hours it takes to go round up by Dartford, it took like an hour and 50 minutes to go through.
Wow.
And coming back, it took 2 hours because of the traffic in the bottlenecks.
You know what pisses me off as well in my head now? You know when they started introducing bike lanes and stuff into London? They've gotten that from obviously Holland. So in Holland, they've always had bike lanes. They've at least had them for like a decade. Like they've had them. But the thing with Holland is a very smart country in the way they build and the way they structure their cities, their towns, their roads. It's all like, it makes sense. Like you'll know if you go over there and you'll know. I only noticed because I was there for like a while. But like, so smart. There's not really like any of these problems. And the thing is, they try to do it here because obviously over there, there's a lot of benefits to the fact that there's the bike lane. So you don't have to drive because every street has a bike lane. Every single street.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry. Like people go their whole lives without driving, which is amazing. Obviously, and they're a lot healthier. There's a lot of things about Holland that's better than here. Outside of the legal, oh no, prostitution is legal here.
I always
just can't advertise. I think
prostitution is legal.
What do you call it? There's like
but soliciting is illegal.
That's it.
So
soliciting is illegal.
Being a customer of a prostitute is illegal, but being the prostitute isn't.
Still, just get your Johns to just put the money on the nightstand, just in case. They cannot get you if it doesn't exchange hands.
They can get you for standing out, loitering, selling it on the street.
Yeah. They can do that. But yeah, other than the perversion of the hot Dutch societies in that sense of the red lights and stuff that I don't really like. Yeah. Anyway, London's not built for bike lanes.
It's not, and they're trying to force it. Sorry, I was going full Samuel L. Jackson there.
Flip out. Strange, actually. I'm surprised there's not more like collisions and stuff. But hey,
do you know what? One particular road, somewhere, I can't really give out the locations. Okay.
Yeah, would you want something on your permanent record or do you want something on your license? Which one?
I'd have to take the license.
Yeah.
I'd have to take the license hit because, after all, if it's points, then it's points. It will affect insurance, but for me, it is enough of a hit that I would address the behaviour and not repeat it. Criminal record, permanent record. I'm going to face a more dire decision of, do I double down and continue down this path? Or do I see what kind of salvageable, mediocre life I can get after a hit to my permanent record?
Yeah, because once they call you a felon or a this or a that, like...
Preferably, neither. And I quite often tell people, be good. And if you can't,
just
don't get caught. That's
stupid people need to do less crimes. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or less versed, the ones who aren't versed in, the didgeridoos of it all.
Find call centres. Work in call centres. If you ain't really got you ain't got much in the knocking.
Do a different kind of fraud, the call centres. Do the corporations, dirty work. Do that instead.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's it from me, really.
Okay. So here we go. So my Vexxed segment this week is Israel.
Oh.
So my eyes have been opened. I don't know what the Hebrew word is for opened, but it's been opened. And I think there's a lot of, especially people at our age, when it comes to, peace in the Middle East and the ins and outs of everything and all of that, we don't really get explained to as far as how things got started, what the problems are, the contentions and so on.
Yeah.
Now we can all agree that the Palestinian people are openly oppressed in apartheid.
Of course. Try and pronounce that. I wouldn't if I were you.
Oh, it looks like
No.
Anyway.
No.
So, what's going on? We can all agree that what's going on in, that part of the world. And the reason why I say not that part of the world is because, is it Palestine? Is it Israel? Is it Israel? Is it Palestine? Right?
Right.
So, technology now is being used to oppress people. They have to go through checkpoints, walking in and out of neighborhoods, areas. If you're Palestinian, Israelis do not. Water is rationed for Palestinians. Water is not openly given to Palestinians in Israel. Discrimination is rife. When you get into it, it's so bad that like stuff you read in history books. honestly, like stuff you hear in history books, as far as what the Israeli government allow themselves. Now we all know like Israel has allies, like all the big allies, all the Western allies, and so on.
Of course, the
We
big
also-
three. The big three.
The big three.
Yeah.
We know Israel very rich, very rich. We know that Israel, or maybe we don't, right? All of us, but Israel is obviously in 1948. It was established, right?
Yeah.
In Palestine. So
Of
an
course.
already existing country
Yeah.
that's existed for thousands and thousands of years, already existed, had a people, they're there, you know. Jesus was Palestinian. So here's the point that I referenced to earlier. When we're talking about Jewish people on this show, we're usually referencing Zionists. We're not referencing your average Jewish person walking down the street. We're talking about Zionists who believe in, you know, a Jewish state for only Jewish people. Yet there is not one country on the planet where that is allowed. So if England turned around tomorrow and said this is only for English white people,
Yeah.
Anglo-Saxons, would that go down well here or in any country supporting, or like, you know, if one country does something that's bad, usually their allies or whatever say, okay, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Right? But Israel is allowed to. Not only that, you've got people running for president, all these people shouting, yes, we support Israel. Yes, we support Israel. Now, Israel in the Bible is not a country. Let me just let you guys know. It's a Bible reading Christian. Whether I sound like one or not, it's not a country. Israel references God's people as a whole. It's like the precursor to the phrase the church. So Israel would also include anyone who belongs to Christ. Now I'm going to get into the word anti-Semitism, because we defined shows ago what anti-Semitism means. Now, Israeli people are not of Arabic descent, and let me say this again. Israeli people are not of Arabic descent.
No, they're not.
They're from countries like
Germany, Poland,
Germany,
Lithuania.
Poland, Ukraine, Lebanon, what's the other ones? Croatia.
Yes.
They are Eastern Europeans. So the people who are saying they're Jews today, their lineage is Eastern European. So please tell me how speaking about a Jewish person in any respect is anti-Semitism if they are not Arabic and they are oppressing Arabic people. They dislike they call them dirty,
Of course, yeah.
they call them uneducated, and I'm not just saying they call them that. People are being raised. Now I've heard Israeli people talking about how they're raised, and they're raised to think of Palestinian people as dirty, stupid, a part of their lives in the sense of servitude. They come to clean your dishes, empty your bins, do your gardens. That's it.
They're simply repeating the process of what happened
What the whites did to the blacks and the natives.
and when Germany was on holiday
Yeah.
for that time period.
Now here's the thing, right? The genocides across the world throughout history, it's all happened in all the races, except
course.
for what Hitler did. Those were white people that he genocided. Those were white people. Okay.
Well,
They were not Arabic or Middle Eastern. So what we're getting here is the anti-Semitism thing is not flying with me, because you guys are not Arabic. First of all,
Yeah.
you're oppressing Arabic people. Second, in an Arabic country that you just decided to dominate, and Zionists, what they did, certain like families, literally Zionists call themselves, where they believe in a pure state for Jewish people only, right? And they try to use the Bible to validate this. Now, you know, there's no direction of this happening in the Bible. There's a prophecy saying that Jews will return to their homeland one day, and that there'll be a mass exodus of Jews, whoever the Jews are, the Hebrews. In the Bible exclusively says the Jews' identity will be hidden. No one will know who the Jews really are. And the ones who say they're the Jews in modern times are actually the synagogue of Satan. That is what it says in the Bible. Read it. Now, because the Bible is the Torah, and they might not want to read the New Testament, that's their business. Their God spoke these words. My God. I get up every day, I worship a Jew every single day. So this anti-Semitism thing, okay, I worship the King of the Jews every day of my life. The King of the Jews, who was a Palestinian, yeah?
And look,
I'm not speaking on his race because no one knows, right, who the true race, genetic, like, are they black, are they white, are they Arab, right? All we know...
Look at what happened. Look at what occurred to the King of Jews.
Exactly.
Just like a couple shows ago. Do you remember?
And I'm a Christian. I'm willing to go through the same. That's what being a Christian means. What was done to Jesus can also be done to me. And guess what? I got more.
Oh my God.
So when we talk about old maps, when we talk about old times history, okay, black people were throughout Europe. Black people were throughout, you know, the Arab states. You know what I know, the Arab states. Asian people, Chinese people, like it was a mixed up people. Like history is shown to us as segregated. It was not.
Okay.
So that's why I say we don't know who, despite Jesus being born in Palestine, whether he was black, whether he was Arabic, we don't know.
Yeah.
No one can say. That's why you got pictures of white Jesus, black Jesus, Arabic Jesus. You got the colours of Benetton in Jesus because you know he's depicted in every race, and that's fine because he's the child of God. We weren't born back then. It was 2,000 years ago when he died and rose again. We don't know. We weren't there. Don't have a time machine. But at the same time, the people who again are running Israel, established the country of Israel, are Zionists. What they did is they shaved their beards off. This is accurate, and this is coming from the grandson of one of the founding Zionist fathers of Israel. This is his words. His name's Nico Piled. He said what they did is they shaved off their beards. They had a plan to go to America, to go to all these countries and basically convince powerful white people to establish a nation called Israel in Palestine. Secretly, they did everything they could, every bad thing you could, every slimy, dirty tactic they could to establish this country. And to this day, Palestinians are getting like, here's a rule in Israel. A Palestinian can't even look at an Israeli sideways. The police will come and batter you if you even look at them funny. You can't eat in the same restaurants. They do not even like foreigners being near Palestinian towns because they'll see the real truth.
Yeah.
Like they literally have the armies. Like when you go to Palestinian towns, I've seen footage, I've looked into things, I've read books now. When you go through these towns, there are Israeli army everywhere. Yeah. They occupy all of the what you would call free Palestinian towns now. They're under complete oppression.
Can Palestinians get in and out of the country without smuggling themselves out? Like
no, you got to you got to be bad. You got to do something bad. You know what I mean? They're not allowed like Israeli citizenship in their own country. Being in near Israelis don't like you know what I mean? They can't freely walk through the neighbours. You've got to go through security checkpoints where AK-47s are pointed at your face. This is their everyday life. And I personally did not know it was like this. I honestly didn't know. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit here as a Christian and people go, oh, you know, well, because a lot of Christians do speak, they see Israel as in the Bible that it references because they name this country Israel. It's not Israel. Israel, the country, does not exist.
Sadly, without intervention, make them breed out. They're
really destroying these people and then getting rid of them. Do you know what I mean? This isn't right. Like in any other country, would this be tolerated? Like for us to sit here and validate because it's anti-Semitism, because we don't want to talk about the crimes against humanity that this country is putting on its people. Because what? You're white? I could not give a fuck. This is white people basically have worked out a very smart way of claiming the racism. Oh, that's racist for themselves. Like, what? Anti-Semitism in the dictionary says you have to be of Arabic descent to be offended. Do you know what I mean? If you say, oh, something about Saudi people, that's anti-Semitism because you're speaking about Arabs. So what I'm saying is the superiority that they have against the Palestinians that they've gained, that all these countries have helped them have, they want worldwide. They want me to sit here on my own show and say that I can't talk about these white people who are criminals against humanity because they claim to be Jewish. First of all, God's people wouldn't do this. First of all. Like, are you for real? Evil people would do these things. And apartheid, okay, so it's not all right in South Africa, but it's all right in Israel. It's not all right in, you know, these Asian countries where they're getting the darker skin, you know, Philippines or you know, people out of certain China and all that, ethnically cleansing, and the Muslims in China and, you know, Mongols, and that's not all right. And the Tamils, but it's all right in Israel. Listen, the people who are right now, who will shut this shit down, right, and claim anti-Semitism, they're not even Arab. So I'm not going to like go along. No one is going to make me go along and be forced. And I've not said one offensive thing here. It's all truth.
If you use any word in a pervasive manner and change how the word is perceived or the message,
get people to forget the original meaning. Nobody looks up dictionary anymore.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean? And I just refuse to go along with it. You know what I mean? I would just refuse, completely refuse. So yeah, that's my Vex segment on that side. And my second is really short.
Do you know what?
Oh, go on, actually.
On Google definition,
Yeah, wrong.
It's now saying noun, hostility to or prejudice against Jewish people.
And that's incorrect. Because when you go to the actual dictionary,
Yeah.
it will tell you and break down. Go to Wikipedia's version, it will tell you the truth there. And here's the thing, because the Zionists, the Eastern European people who founded Israel, right, are basically hoodwinking you. They're taking the identity of the people they're oppressing.
Yeah.
They've taken their identities and said the very things that... Listen, what I'm going to say right now sums this all up. The current people, the Israelis, are the anti-Semitic ones. They are the anti-Semitic ones. They are the ones oppressing Arab people. They are the ones stealing their land and their culture and destroying them, killing their children. The Israeli government, the Israeli state is anti-Semitic. How about that? Being in near Israelis don't like and I have nothing against Arab people. So come tell me I'm anti-Semitic.
Ah, Semite. So it's Semite
It's the
that
right.
means Arab.
Arab. Semite means Arab. Right.
So in the definition of Semite, Oxford Languages,
Mm-hmm.
it's noun, a member of any of the peoples who speak or spoke a Semitic language, including in particular Arabs. Wiktionary, Semite is listed as Semite of a number of peoples of ancient southwestern Asia and East Africa, such as the Akkadians, Assyrians, Arameans, Phoenicians, Canaanites, Arabs, Ascamites, and Ethiopians.
And I'll tell you what I am anti-Zionist. I am anti-Zionist. That is what I am, if you want to give me a label. I am anti-Zionist. I am against an exclusive state for one race when it's not even your country to begin with. It's exactly the same. When the British went to America, did out the natives, made them live on small
What was that called?
reservations and
What was that
towns and
called?
shit. You know?
What was that process called? Divine. What was? You know when they took it?
Oh, what the British when they decided.
Ah,
But it's like them going to America and a big giant continent and basically saying this is white now. Only white people can live here. Only white languages can be spoken here. Only white people can operate. And guess what? We'll only let the coloured in if they're working for us, but they got to go straight after. To their hovels, back to their little reservations that we put them on, that we destroyed their ecosystems on, because we don't give a fuck. You know, we put alcohol right on their doorstep.
yeah.
We make sure drugs are readily available to everyone on the reservations, so they destroy what's left of their civilization. I still don't know why the wide populace of America do not stand up, of all colours, for native people.
Manifest destiny.
Manifest destiny.
That's what I was looking. See, they are manifesting destiny.
Right. That's what the Israelis have done. That's what the British did. Again, white colonialism. White colonialism. That is what this is. That is who the Israelis are. And that is what this turncoat, this flip on anti-Semitism is. Jesus spoke Aramaic. He didn't even speak that Hebrew. Most of the people who say they're Jews or Hebrews, they don't even read the Torah. They read like Kabbalah books and like things that have been written just by people, not the inspired word of God. They're not even like, they don't even believe in God, half of these people. Because if they did, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Because they would know there'd be consequences on the way to them. So I just had to get that out because, yeah, I think it's horrific. And the fact that everyone's apologizing, but they read the dictionary to learn what this word you're being accused of and labeled of even means. So there's that.
Because that is quite odd that when you search for anti-Semitic, then it's solely against Jews. But when you search Semite, let's say you did anti-clockwise, and the definition of anti-clockwise is the opposite to clockwise. So going down in number and back round to a reset where it goes back around. And then clockwise goes another reset point to then go round again. Where do we go from it goes right the way around these things to reset again to the anti of it being it points at literally 11 p.m. only.
Right.
And that's it. It just resets there like ping, ping, ping,
yeah,
ping,
yeah,
ping.
yeah.
That is a perversion of language.
Right. Completely. You know what I mean? And it's again rewriting history, rewriting meanings, creating a new reality. You know what I mean? And they, again, the Palestinians outnumber the Israelis, but at the end of the day, they're not the ruling class. They're the oppressed. Yeah, it's so bad. It's disgusting. But again, even if none of this mattered, what I just said, right? I still don't go for that. Do you know why? Where's the anti-black? Like, where's our word as black people? One of the most oppressed people in history to ever exist. Where's our special word? What about native people? Where's their special word? Oh, I mean,
Sorry,
they need that too. But where's our? It's not. You're not getting the special treatment. Not from me. You're not getting it.
In a way, it's evidence that you have, and it's the PR spin.
Yeah,
a good PR team followed by.
Didn't we just say blows are blows? Didn't we just say that? Yeah. If an Israeli said you nigger, do you know what I mean? And then we said you, I don't know, dirty something. I can't even say it because I'm not Jewish.
You wouldn't have to add.
Do you know what I mean? It's blow for blow.
You wouldn't have to add the dirty.
Yeah, but there's no word for. There's no offensive word for Jews. There's no. Oh, okay. I don't know any, which says a lot. I don't know any, but people can call us monkeys, all sorts of words. White people can use it. It's a whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, literally just cussing every ancestor we've ever had. Like, it's unequal. Racism in itself is about power balance. They've got power. We do not to this day. So how have you got a special word, but we don't?
I wouldn't even.
Can't deal.
It's sad. It's sad because unpicking that topic is now going into.
Yeah, I don't even care about my second Vexxed segment. Doja Cat can go fuck herself. She had Jesus' name in her mouth, and I was gonna come for her, but the devil's come for her already. By the looks of it, and you see, she's 100% Satanist. She's saying on her stories, Satan thanks you for the hype. To her followers, right. Demons is her new music. It's just she's dating a actual child predator. Like, Satan's come for her already, so I should actually show sympathy towards that wretch.
Fair enough. I never really had any doubts that.
I called it as well time ago. I called it, and here she is. She's like, "Here I am, bitch." You know what I mean?
Come as you are.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, she's lost 600,000 followers." Okay, but she's got 25 million.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people to influence.
It's true.
With Satan's, evil agendas, and that's exactly what she's doing. So right now, the Israeli talk took it out of me. But no, like, again, I'm not talking about the average Jewish identifying person. I love you guys. I love every person of the world, unless you're a bad seed, and then I ain't got nothing for you. How about that? Well. Blew the roof off with that one. I told you I had a good point there, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. You did. I was blindsided.
We'd be cancelled if I hadn't made it. We'd be cancelled, But yes, go and research it all, and you'll, Oh, Nico Peled, again, from the actual Zionist families that founded Israel. He's got books. Go buy and read them. Put it that way. So,
well, yeah, I better check my brakes.
Speak to power, and yeah, we'll be back at some point, probably next week. Go to Patreon, guys, as well.
Well, on that note, you guys, you have a good week.
Yes, have a beautiful week, guys.
Have you ever wanted your own podcast, solo or with your co-host? Follow us on Instagram at Vexxed Art Brands and send us a message. We look forward to discussing your amazing ideas. You never know what could happen.